Welcome to Lingua Latina Tutorials with Mr. K. This is Chapter 36, Lesson 2. Follow along as I read this section aloud. Ante comitium est locus superior, ex quo oratores verba faciunt ad populum. Rostra nomen est huius loci, quia rostris navium captarum ornatur, rostrum enim vocantur eae hastae feriae quae e prora navis longae eminent velut rostrum avis. Multi oratores illustres in rostra ascenderunt, ut orationes ad populum haberent, neque vero haec rostra sunt unde Marcus Tullius Cicero, orator omnium qui Romae fuerunt illustrissimus, orationes habuit, nam rostra antiqua, quae in ipso comitio posita erant, simul cum curia antiqua a Iulio Caesare destructa sunt, cum nova curia aedificaretur. Okay, you should read through that entire section aloud in Latin. To know how long this section is now, you need to actually go to the exercises, and I'll show you here. And you'll see in the margin of the exercises for the next section, it tells you the lines, 87 to 184, for the second lesson. And you might want to mark that in your book because there are no marks in your book any longer for where the lessons end. So that ends at 184. And so now let's, after you've read it aloud, come back and translate. Ante comitium. Ante can be before, but also before in the sense of located in front of. So in front of the comitium, there is a place a little higher up from which speakers make words or make speeches to the people. Rostra is the name of this place because it is decorated with the beaks, because that's what a rostrum is the rostrum of a ship is the beak, the metal beak that they use to ram other ships. So rostra is the name of this because it is decorated with the beaks of captured ships. A rostrum, for rostrum, is called those metal spears which stick out far out from the front of a ship, like the beak of a bird. Many famous speakers climbed up onto the rostra so that they could have their speeches to the people or deliver their speeches to the people. And so here in the margin we see that to have their speeches to the people is the same as to make words, to make speeches for the people. But this was not the rostra from which Marcus Tullius Cicero, an orator of all of those who were at Rome, was the most famous, illustrissimus. The speaker who of all those at Rome was the most famous had his speeches. This is not the one. For that ancient rostra, which was placed in the comitium itself, at the same time had been destroyed with the ancient curia by Julius Caesar when he was building when the new curia was being built. Okay, a couple of things to point out here. First of all of these things that are mentioned in this passage you can see in your book or by clicking on Tabula and clicking on Forum Romanum. You can see a picture of the Forum Romanum. This is the open part of the forum where people would be free to walk around. So on both sides you have large basilica, law courts, Basilica Aemilia, Basilica Iulia, and in the front here the speaker's platform, the rostra, which is being discussed in this passage, next to the comitium, which is an open area where the committee of the meeting of the plebeian council would be, and that's next to or in front of the curia, which is the Senate house, the Senate chamber. Okay, so now you should you want to go back to the passage, read through, translate it all aloud, and when you feel confident you can move over to the exercises.